Back again for the final game of round one. December draft Gen 6 Ubers. Sending them the all clear, but we got Olympus Monstrosities versus, what is Anaxiomander's team name? Oh, Chomp, Garchomp on Deez Nuts. All right.
Well, Zeusamon is
Oh, go,
going Merry Christmas.
going Merry Christmas. Got it, got it. All right.
We love our One Piece references in here. We surely do.
I didn't even know that. Um, great. I'm gonna have to call him something else then. Alrighty, here we go. Sending them the all clear.
In the chaos of what is our draft, Anaxiamancer was able to pick up the two highest point Pokemon with the Gardevoir and the Garchomp. Let's see how he utilizes them.
And here comes old Shelob and Earthquake taking the sash down, but Giga Drain also, but priority Ice Shard from the Mammox Swine. And, that's all she wrote for the Galvantula. Here comes Jirachi.
And not getting that opportunity to set up the sticky web to try and get going, which is what we normally see out of a Galvantula.
Yeah, pretty sad there. I
Might,
wanted to see Sticky Web.
yeah, we might see some adjustment of play or even adjustment of leads in order to try and secure that. But it's very difficult. Mammoth is super offensive and always has that opportunity to rocks.
The Garchomp on D's Nuts has a lot of power sitting back there. But Zusimon has some power as well. Cobalion is not to be underestimated, and of course, Skarmory is an excellent physical wall, which Jirachi is almost always physical. So we're going to see a pretty quick swap here, I think, maybe over to the Slowbro, who can pack Flamethrower, maybe even Gardevoir.
This is definitely a matchup of speed versus power. Zeusamon, with whichever Lottie that is, who can tell them apart? And that Aerodactyl, this mass amount of speed. The Cobalion as well, no slouch there. And an Axiomancer with his just powerful Mon and Gardevoir and Garchomp.
Pretty especially defensive Skarmory here. Um, looks like Zusimon may have expected this situation and just put every Ivy and Eevee into special defense. And he wanted to set up those three spikes.
Yeah, mixed wall Skarmory just able to sit in there against the Slowbro. Slowbro also with its investment probably in bulk, just able to not get that damage out there.
But here comes Herdy-Dur, and the thing about Conkeldurr is, depending on the build, like, we'll just have to see what he has. Because he pressed Drain Punch, that makes me think that he is Iron Fist. And if he's Iron Fist, then the Toxic is going to be quite effective because he can be a Gutser. So there's another Drain Punch into the Psychic Pokemon, but you can just see how strong Conkeldurr is hitting that Pokemon. But oh, left him in, and Latios with the stab Psychic able to take him down very easily.
A weird trap there where very commonly Conkeldurr can be running that assault vest, but still, the stab psychics from something powerful. You gotta avoid that.
Yeah, and there's the head bitch in charge, but she is not faster than Latios. So goes down to the super effective stab or shadow ball, not stab, and just really tough, tough so far here for got Garchomp on these nuts.
Yeah, this triple layer of spikes just really dialing in that damage, just making those kill thresholds so much easier for Zeusamon to hit.
Yet again, Shadow Ball able to do big damage here. The paralysis gonna be pretty great here for him to be able to kill this thing finally. Don't count Garchomp out though, because looking at these Mon, I mean the what's that thing called? Manaphy is the one he's got to be afraid of, and yeah, here it comes. One tail glow is all it needs, so gonna need some good flinch procs here. And paralyzed, and that'll do. Oh, but a leftovers on it, and that's going to be kind of annoying here if you don't have something like Zen Headbutt.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with those spikes out, it really does have to sit in here and kind of grind out this flinch game. There we see with that special defense drop as well, just easy killing.
Ooh, and not enough there. Ice Beam taking down the Garchomp, 4 times effective. And this game one's going to be over pretty quickly here. Can't take advantage of Regenerator as a solo last mon.
Yeah, we got to see an Axiomancer try and not throw away his Shelob in the beginning and really get some value out of it. May that even just be getting the sticky web down. It's a very difficult thing for that Skarmory to have defog as well.
I think now that you've seen that the Skarmory is a special wall and not very physically defensive, or it's just running on the base stat, um, you might get a little bit more aggressive instead of just letting it sit out there and put spikes.
Yeah, I'm just very curious on how he changes up this lead. I have no reason to think Zeusamon would switch up his lead. The Mamoswine can threaten, as we've seen, the Galvantula, as well as be able to set up rocks, which would just give him even more hazards for the Skarmory to play with if he can fit it out there.
The Shelob is a fast Pokemon with a bug special move, which is, could be pretty good against the Latios. Also has electric moves, which would be pretty solid against Aerodactyl and the Manaphy, and maybe even the Skarmory in some ways, since well, it's a special wall, so maybe not.
I mean, even with the investment, you can only get that special defense so high. It's not as bad as a Blissey or a Chansey would be, but
Yeah,
it's still definitely a way to attack the Skarmory. I think it'll be more effective than a Slowbro going at it.
and not sure if they're in the tank, but going to tell them all clear just to be sure. I kind of wanted to see a little bit of revenge killing with the Mega Aerodactyl, or the Mach, or maybe even like I think Cobalion can even Mach Punch. So we didn't get to see any of that. But yeah, there's the immediate swap to the Skarmory, and we didn't see the Skarmory. I think maybe had leftovers, so um, we might see some potential flinching here.
I think if you're going to try and use Shelob to fight it, it's got to be now, but no, going for the Herdy-dur.
Yeah, Defog gonna get rid of everything, so maybe just a little too quick there before he pressed the spikes. And putting the Toxic on the Conkeldurr, drain punching, and even as Iron Fist, I usually like to have, maybe one other type move just for coverage, but choosing to go drain punch, and oh, big drain punch because of the roost there, and
To remove its resistance. Yeah, it's very different seeing that Skarmory, which, yeah, I gotta agree with you. That thing's got to be full, especially defensive.
Yeah.
Nothing in the physical.
There's a knockoff taking the Latios down, willing to leave it out there, surviving at 2%. Huge toxic swap or taking it, but massive trade there. Big for Nax.
Yeah, and that's what he's got to do in this situation where now he's in a position where he's traded 2 for 1. He's removed one of those fast threats. Now all he has to do is survive a hit from the Aerodactyl on his sweepers and clap it back. Both trainers really thinking on how pivotal this play is and what they put in and taking the advantage right here, right now. It's
Yeah, and
definitely a hard decision. Yeah, the Manaphy coming in, it's risky, but it can just set up and go. But the Jirachi to threaten the paralyzed, does he just switch straight into the Mammoth Swine? He does not. He lets it get paralyzed.
oof,
Gets the tail glow off, but now we're going to see how an Axiomancer takes it. Yeah, the Shelob going straight into it.
oof.
Survives with the sash, no entry hazards this time.
So he's looking to press a stab electric move here into this Manaphy. Um,
Yeah,
he's just praying that it one shots.
yeah, this seems like a very clear Thunder. He's got to go for Thunder. He can't really afford to go for the Giga Drain unless he's calling the swap.
Big damage there would be enough to two-hit KO here, so Zusimon's going to have to swap over to Mamoswine here immediately.
Cobalion could have some priority. He's also a fast mon. I'm actually not sure on this
Right,
exact
he
speed
could have
matchup.
Mach Punch. Oh, he just has Quick
Yeah, there's
Attack.
the quick attack. But there we see an Axiomancer playing it safe, getting good chip back on that Rocky Helm there.
Yeah, this is a pretty nice matchup. He needs to make sure he doesn't let this Nami. Oh, yeah, already paralyzed there. He needs to swap out quick. We'll see what he decides to get to, and goes to the Gardevoir. Tailglow is able to get off there. Let's see if he can one-shot it with the Hyper Voice. And no, will he kill? No, he's paralyzed! And that is what he needed there. That paralyzed proc takes down the Manaphy. And oh man, that's the turn he needed.
Yeah, a massive kill there. But yeah, here comes the Cobalion to threaten with that physical steel move and just one-shotting with the Iron Head.
Boom.
It should have been a quick swap right back to that Slowbro and just keep that counter going.
Yeah, I don't think he was
Here he
on
goes to
top
recylinder.
of the Cobalion move there. And yeah, you can see the Slowbro is very physically defensive. No burn there from the Scald. But it's not like Cobalion has the ability to drain punch here.
Yeah, the Slowbro against the remaining 3 on Zusamon's team can very comfortably just hit that Scald. Zusamon's got to try and figure out some way to remove it, but I think we're going to a game 3. He could even sack the Shelob in order to heal the Slowbro off the regenerator or something like that if he feels like he needs to. Not against this Cobalion where he can just sit in.
Yeah, I think he wanted the reset to get his Aerodactyl in here. I mean, I don't know what other Pokemon you have that can really do anything. I mean, even the Aerodactyl, it's going to be tough. But I feel like a crit stab Stone Edge is one of the ways you could
Uh,
maybe kill this thing.
uh, Against this team with 3 Psychic Mon, it's very likely that he's got the Crunch, even with the Gardevoir having its insulation. I wouldn't be surprised if it has the crunch, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he left it off because that move pool is fairly difficult to work with. And going with the Mamoswine makes me think not.
Yeah, and I don't. Okay, deciding to press knockoff. I like the choice there, but that will force him to swap out. And yeah, Skull just immediately taking down Mamoswine. But I do think you. Well, maybe you just let this thing die. I don't know. It's a tough call here, but because I don't know if 30% or 33 or whatever is enough to survive a hit, anyways.
Yeah, it's Aerodactyl versus the world, and I think the big thing is losing that regenerator, or not the regenerator, the Rocky Helm, just unable to chip it out. But here we're just seeing the speed of the Aerodactyl just cutting through what's left of this team. It's really going to come down to the Garchomp, I think. The Jirachi could survive a hit here and get a Thunder Wave off. Oh, but the
Wow.
burn.
Huge RNG luck there with the burn proc. The paralysis, though, is really what he needed, though, and even with the burn, you can see it. Wow. And healing up a little bit. If he gets a few more flinch hacks, this is over. In this game, too, we'd be going to game 3. Paralysis proc. Ironhead goes to 1%. Will he flinch him? No, Fire Fang, but he's at 1%. Can the Garchomp come out here and survive? And
An
does he
A
have.
Garchomp to 1%
And
to a
he's.
paralyzed Mega
Boom.
Aerodactyl.
Boom. So we're
There we
going
go.
to game 3.
No 5 misses in a row. We're going to game 3. Yep. And we see in this matchup how much the lead really matters. I'm very curious to see how both of these players change it up. I do not think we'll see the same thing.
All right. Going to game number 3. We saw the Aerodactyl come in at the very end there and potentially try to sweep the whole team, but not strong enough. Garchomp just coming out, outspeeding, and killing it. So big showing there.
Yeah, we'll see if Zeusamon protects his air or his Skarmory a little more and doesn't let it fight the Conkeldurr as straightforward. I wouldn't mind seeing an Axiomancer go with an offensive start, opting into the Slowbro. Very safe play, not against it, but he can lose his Rocky Helm to a knockoff here.
Yeah,
But then the Mammoth line will be taking a Scald then.
the knockoff was big damage, but yeah, Scald plus the Rocky Helm killed it last time. Let's see if he presses it. He did. Oh, 2%. Will he burn? He burns, and it takes down the Mamoswine. Oh man, so
What a range of emotion seeing it survive the hit and then the burn proc. Oh my lord.
oh no, and here's the Manaphy. So he's gonna have to immediately swap to. Jeez, this is really tough. Swaps to the Galvantula. So this Galvantula is. It could press the Thunder, but it may also have Thunder Wave. Let's see what he decides to press.
Yeah, Manaphy's weakness is definitely its speed. You see how quickly it buffs with that tail glow. Very threatening. You have to deal with it immediately. I think old Shelob is going to be able to be the right choice here. At least able to break it down. He's got to go for the Thunder and get that big hit. He will survive a single hit with the Focus Sash, so we got to keep that in mind as well. Zeusamon possibly considering all of this and saying, maybe I save the Manaphy and look for another opening further on.
Yeah, but at the same time, you lost your ground, and yeah, he decides to swap. And there's the Thunder dealing over half. And this is different this time, because he has the full sash, so I think that we'll see another Thunder out of the Shelob.
So going for the Thunder Wave,
Mm,
the Stone Edge, taking it down to the Sash, it will be able to finish with Quick Attack, assuming it's not choiced, and it is not.
and that is really tough there. You had the kill. I mean, I guess yeah, just, I wonder what he was thinking there, but anyways, the Slowbro now coming back out, and we'll see if he swaps immediately to the Skarmory.
My only thought is that he was expecting some panicked switching out of Zeusamon, but Zeusamon's been a very solid player. He's a very experienced player. Check him out on twitch.tv/Zeusamon.
The slow call Balian though, unless he already got knockoff, so yeah, swapping to the Latios, the burn landing,
Oh,
not as big, but it's worse for Latios than Latias typically. Um, and Shadow Ball is gonna hit really hard, and we saw this last time that the Latios was faster, so I don't think this is gonna end well for the Gardevoir.
yeah, I think unfortunately this is a sack your mega for the burn damage time. Now going into the Conkeldurr, we've seen it unable to take those psychics. The speed of this dragon, this jet dragon, MD dragon, just blasting all over the field.
And he probably has Mach Punch, so maybe that's what he's thinking here. Get a Mach Punch in, and then plus the burn. No swaps to Garchomp. It's still gonna hurt. So down to 8%. See if he's just pressing outrage here.
I think he's got to just keep this. If he's going to go with this swap game, this does seem like panic swapping a bit here. But back into, oh, he just goes for it with the fire blast. He's scarfed. He's a scarf chomp. Big
Wow.
reveal there.
No, no, no. I mean he's life orbed.
Oh,
Um,
how is he faster? The investment just must not be there with the Lottie.
yeah. Um, so who's he gonna go with? I think this may be the time for, geez, maybe the Aerodactyl to try and revenge kill here. But last time, because a quick attack won't kill from the Cobalion, but no, deciding to go Manaphy to hopefully survive. Oh no, Earthquake is not going to be able to kill. Ice Beam takes down 4 times. And, I mean, at least the Nami's below half health, but yeah, still just going to be tough here.
Yeah, so is much of an Axiomancer's team. I would have liked to have seen him potentially go into the Gardevoir there and just try and outspeed if it has the max speed investment and kill. Get some value out of saving that thing. Because as it sits now, it's just going to be dead to just about anything Aerodactyl does, or if Skarmory can just get hazards out.
Leftovers procs coming into play here. Can he get one more flinch? Nope. Shadow Ball taking down the Jirachi. Will he send out the Conkeldurr for the Mach Punch? No, sends out the Gardevoir here. Will secure the Mega, take down the Manaphy. That's pretty important here, but that quick attack is definitely coming. Or even the Aerodactyl is faster too. So you could also take this time to set up your Mega Evolution if you're Zusimon.
Yeah, going with the Skarmory.
Interesting choice. Not what I would have chosen, but he knows that this Skarmory can take special attacks, so that's what he planned with it, and it definitely took that Hyper Voice quite well. Less there on the Focus Blast, but the Toxic's gonna take it down here, and he's just that much closer. Because Conkeldurr, yeah, it's going to go down to the spikes, and Slowbro cannot take down all three of these guys. We saw the Roost was too powerful for the Slowbro's attacks.
Yeah, the big thing is that Skarmory being faster. If it had not been faster, Slowbro could have stood a chance. Really had to remove it then and there with that HBIC, the Mega Gardevoir.
Yeah, we went to 3 games though. It was definitely a good competition here between these two. I think that just a few plays there where you had the second Thunder into the Manaphy early when you had the Sash there proc. So I think that was kind of that pivotal moment, albeit quite early in this game 3.
Skarmory just able to sit in here and let the Toxic do its work.
Yep, we haven't seen slack off from the Slowbro, so it makes me think he is running the triple coverage plus Thunder Wave. Um, and yeah, that's actually what we've
Either
seen.
Either that or he's done with the game. I know that feeling.
And that's going to do it. Taking him down, Zusimon wins 2 games to 1.